Welcome to my casino, come and have a look around. Go spend all of your dough at the best place in town. You're quite lucky today, so go and pay. True, I have you to thank for making me bank. Making money is a way of life, thank God I'm not as a knife. Try your best to not wind up in debt, it's a decision that you would regret. Boo! Was that spooky? I hope it was. On to the next round! Hey, great job! my job! Nice one! Nice job, Luigi. Ah! You beat my high score! Impossible! No, no, no!
They'll understand you soon, it won't be long.
Keep on, keep running.